Hello, you immaculate iconography. This is the Roguerifler, and this is the release video for the buff drone carrier. So, the drone carrier has gotten my personal award for being the most useless Tier 4 unit in the existence of this game. Um, Almost every other Tier 4 unit has some, like, massive battle-wide effect or just an incredibly solid stat line. And the drone carrier doesn't really have any of that. It just waddles around like a little drone dispenser, pumping out stat wise, tier 1 units with a tier 2 damage stat, essentially. So I took my hand at giving him a little bit of a buff to make him more interesting to use and make him a little bit better. So, introducing the Drone Carrier 2.0. So, first you notice, oh gosh, they're all free actions. This man's a madman. And you might also notice there's some extra icons. So let's get to it. The main mechanical change is that drones are free actions to deploy, but they use the old Age of Wonders 3 reload mechanic. So if I use any of these drone abilities, I can't deploy another drone until the drone carrier is reloaded. You're like, well, how does that happen? There's nobody reloads anything in this game. That's from Age of Wonders 3. Well, I also added a little passive trait here called the drone facility. The drone carrier reloads itself every turn. So basically this guy can pump out a drone of any type that you want, which, couldn't do before. You're kind of limited by cooldowns unless you want to blow resupply charges on your, what are they called? Pugs? That's their name. Now you can kind of build a unit composition based on the needs of the combat at hand. You might say, oh man, I want, a repair drone. And then this guy over here might be like, well, let's start building some bombers because we're going to show those off in a bit to go blow those things up. And, you notice they can't use any of these abilities. So, I'm just going to demo how you can bring out a more varied squadron. So, come back and they're all off cooldown again, right? So I can deploy another repair drone, right? And this guy could deploy another bomber, right? You have that huge versatility with squadron compositions that you don't normally have with the vanilla drone carriers. On top of that, it kind of makes these units transition a little bit towards the support tank role, right? Because it doesn't cost any action points to pop out a drone. You can actually use the drone carrier's gun. I know it's surprising. These things, act like debilitated, support units that just sit in the backline in vanilla. Now, you can actually use their gun, right? So being in a position where you can deploy drones and be part of combat is rewarded more than just, kind of sitting in the back lines and being boring. um, so let's check out this new bomber guy, right? So it's a drone with a defense mode. That's pretty nuts. And it's got the mini laser array. So it fires a barrage of lasers in an AoE pattern, kind of like the Vanguard assault bike. And then it swoops forward and enters its defense mode. So this allows you to, bomb to kind of like deep strike collections of units like that. The other thing I want to demo, I guess no one's really damaged, but there's this command and control ability. So, what the command and control ability does is it allows the drone carrier once per battle to replenish all the movement points for drones on the battlefield, including drones summoned by other drone carriers or deployed via your equipment. I don't think I RNG rolled anything cool here. No. So if we do this, we get all of our action points back. Now you might be like, oh wait, that's super overpowered. But you can only use this ability once per turn, even if you have multiple drone carriers, right? Get this nice little communications interference debuff. I don't think it actually shows up in the unit card. No, you can't dispel it, so there was no reason to put it there. But it keeps you from just spamming this. but it allows you a drone carrier to kind of exert a larger control over the battlefield, like those big battlefield-wide support abilities that most of the other tier 4 units have. This guy can come back and be like, bloop. There we go. So we got bomber drones. You can deploy lots of different types of drones. You got a once per combat command and control ability to kind of buff them up a bit, and you can go forward and use their guns because they're actually, you know, the design allows you to actually use them as like a tanky unit now, which is kind of neat. If you didn't, I forgot. If you didn't pick up on it, when you deploy a drone, it actually doesn't start with its action points. It starts with none of them. I wanted to avoid like a drone carrier deploying an attack drone and then firing all the attacks from the attack drone and then attacking with its primary gun 3 times, like a little alpha strike. I think with the other changes that little, that nerf kind of made things feel balanced and, basically flow right. You put out a drone, your opponent has a turn to react to it. If they don't react to it, it gets to do its stuff rather than just rather than just getting like a hot potato drone in your lap. What's that? It shits out healing drones that can fly halfway across the map and heal someone. None of that anymore. So, hope you like the changes. And there should be links in the description for Nexus, Steam, and hopefully Paradox. I haven't uploaded to Paradox yet, but if everything goes well, be there. Anyway, catch you next time.